If my birth mother is watching this video, I would want to tell you that over the years, I have come to believe that you wouldn't have wanted to give me away, but most likely for my welfare and my happiness, this was the most loving decision and probably difficult decision you would have had to make. Had a very beautiful childhood. I grew up in an amazing city in New York and got to experience the country and ate well, always ate well, and had lots of family around me. And if one day we get to meet, I will do my best to speak in Korean. In my file with SWS, Social Welfare Services, it says that I was found at the Jamsil fire station steps by a Gangnam policeman at 5:45 a.m. in the morning on September 16th, 1978. And in the report it says that I was dressed in a yellow outfit, that I was healthy. A key, I guess, clue to my health was that I was unable to use a bottle. So when I was taken into social welfare services and I guess immediately tried feeding me, I didn't know how, so they assumed that I was nursed pretty much right up until the time that I was left. The policeman who found me, I was reconnected with later on, but he did say that so many children were found that year, or that he found so many children, that he honestly didn't have a specific memory of my situation because it was common. Both my parents worked and retired from the Wall Street Journal, and we lived in Greenwich Village, which is still, and at the time, considerably diverse. So the school that I went to had plenty of other cultures, so it wasn't too strange to be an adopted child there. There were a couple other Korean adoptees actually in my grade, or at least my grade and above. We had a country house in upstate New York, so certainly I had a very comfortable upbringing. Went through university, and I went to school for fine arts, really photography and graphic design is what my degree is in, and I tried that for a little while out of school, and I just found that though I loved it in school, I didn't enjoy it as much once I was in the working environment. And that was also at the time that people did not need websites necessarily for their business. It was just emerging, so that's how old I am. But so I switched to health because I was always very interested in being healthy in my own personal life. And so I became a personal trainer and a yoga instructor. I had my son about a year later, and that really triggered, I think, having him, which was unplanned, and having him almost immediately. I couldn't believe holding this human only a couple days old or hours old. I really was in disbelief that I could love something so much, having never met it or never knowing it. So it was been hard for me to picture someone wanting to leave, not wanting, probably very much not wanting, but leaving a child in the middle of the night. And now that I know what the weather is like here, probably in somewhat chilly night, on a step, hoping that somebody with some level of integrity is going to find the child. So that was really hard, both in my own sort of motherhood when you're supposed to really enjoy it. And then also I had done 23andMe DNA testing at the time, more for the medical hints and knowledge. And as soon as that all came together in that matter of 2 years, the DNA test, having my son, and visiting Korea, it just sort of took off from there. And I've been back every year since. At that time, I don't know if it was really shock, but I think I went in with no expectations, so I didn't have any sense of having my hopes up for them to drop, or vice versa. So I don't know that I felt a lot, but since, like I said, having my son and imagining that, and occasionally when I'm on the train and I pass by that stop on the 2 line, I do have a little bit of that, oh, this is probably where I'm from, where I'm found, especially when I'm on the train or the bus and I look around. Because it's a small country, I sometimes sit there and I'll pass by Jamsil Station and I'll be like, well, I could be related maybe to some older person on this train, or younger person, but I think because I am 42 Korean age, it's very likely that biological parents are still quite mobile. So if I were able to make the connection with parents or aunts and uncles, mostly parents, if they want to meet me, then I would want to let them know that I grew up very healthy, a little spoiled, and had lots of opportunities and certainly took advantage of opportunities, and that I would be very grateful to be able to reconnect. And I wouldn't have expectations that I'd suddenly be, brought in or anything like that, because I have my family, but I'd certainly want to introduce them to my son. The one thing that having a child made clear to me, for me at least, is that the blood connection, there's a connection that can't be faked or explained, even if I'm adopted. This is not to say that I don't love my adopted parents, but that immediate connection with my son, I really think comes from the DNA, the blood, and everything. So with a sibling, I just have a feeling that there would be, even if we didn't stay connected, even if we didn't talk, I have a feeling that I would have an immediate familiarity with